Welcome to the Naked Peaches. I'm Anna.
I'm Taylor. I'm Sierra.
And I have an update on my labia.
Oh my god! Yeah. Give us the tea.
Okay, so I went to the gyno yesterday for my 6-month postpartum checkup. And she's down there looking at my uterus. And she's like, okay, any questions? I'm like, yeah, I have questions.
Yes. Actually, everyone that you know has questions. Hundreds of us have questions.
So I'm like, what happened to my labia? Like, why is it missing? And she's like, what are you talking about? She's literally down there. Like, she's like in between my legs. She's like, I don't see anything. It looks fine. And she's like, here. She hands me this mirror. So we have this mirror. I'm staring. She's in my vagina. Like, we're just in there together. We're really
What
bonding.
an intimate experience.
I will say, though, I really love my gyno. Like, she was pregnant while I was pregnant, and we went through our pregnancies together, which was kind of fun. Yeah. But we're down there, and I'm like, okay, look, it's like this side is like missing. And she starts laughing. She's like, okay, I don't think it's missing. She's like, I think what happened is that there may have been like some tearing when you gave birth, and like maybe they just didn't like mention it or whatever. And this is just kind of like how it healed. But also, and this is what really shook me, she's like, apparently when you're breastfeeding and like postpartum with like your hormones and stuff, your labia shrivels.
What? Shut up. No.
It shrivels up, and she's like, honestly, in a few months, like, this might just kind of go back to normal and look normal. And she's like, that's one of the reasons why you're so dry and you need lube after giving birth is because, like, everything
Your vagina just shrivels up?
Yes.
I've never heard that.
I haven't
And also,
either.
my labia is never shriveled. She is too big.
So there may be some shriveling that has happened.
Just on
and
one
some, yeah, just on
She
one
just
side.
shriveled away.
She shriveled away. She maybe tore a little, but she may go back to kind of normal. Is what?
Wow. So what you're saying is in 6 months we're gonna have another chat.
We're gonna have another update. Yeah, with the maybe when I'm done breastfeeding. Yeah, with like the unshriveling.
Dude, I feel like breastfeeding just sucks to dry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it do. The only good thing from breastfeeding that came for me was the fact that it stopped my migraines.
Yeah.
And my period.
You don't get your period because your body doesn't want you to get pregnant again.
Yes.
Because it's like, take care of the baby you
It
have.
basically puts your hormones into, like, a menopause,
Yeah.
essentially. Like, because
Are you not horny when you're
No.
breastfeeding?
No. Absolutely not. Like, negative 80.
Wow.
For the most part, yeah, you are shriveled up, not horny. Just not having a good time.
But you have these really fat titties that look so good.
Your partner wants to have sex all the time,
Yeah.
and you're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you're
get wet.
and then you're breastfeeding, so you're like, don't fucking touch these boobs because they
Yeah,
like
they
because you're
hurt.
touched out, they hurt. You're nursing every 2 to 3 hours, and that's the only thing they want to do. And you're like, pap pap pap.
Wow.
I don't
This is
think
now a podcast about being a new mom.
Yeah.
I know they're out there, but I've never met not one of my friends a year after from giving birth to a year have been like, wow, I'm horny. Every single one of them is like, I don't even want to look at a dick.
Same.
And like, it sucks because it's like, you want to be horny, you want to be intimate. It just fucking does not exist.
Yeah. Your body is just like evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that Everett's 4, I'm back to normal.
I saw a TikTok recently where this girl was saying, like, she was stunning and she was crying in her TikTok, and she was saying, I haven't felt beautiful since I became a mom. She had like a 6-month-old or something, I think. She's like, I like put on this makeup and I look in the mirror and I feel like I see a stranger, and like I just I don't know who I am anymore. I don't feel beautiful. Like, just going like on and on about what a hard time she was having. And then there were all these people in the comments who were like, it took me 2 years. It took me 3 years. It took me 4 years, like, to feel like myself again, to feel beautiful again. And I was just like, damn, like, this is like, that's a long time.
Makes me
Yeah.
really sad.
But it made me think of you, because I feel like you've talked about that.
I don't even think I've fully have come to terms with how different I look after my first.
Mm-hmm.
It was like so crazy. I think because I gained like 70 pounds and then I didn't bounce back like everybody said I would at 18. So like, I feel like I've just been like, well, I'm not me.
Did you feel like a different person?
Yeah.
Like you didn't know who you were anymore?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you're also just like, I was a stay-at-home mom, so I was like taking care of my son all day long, all night, not really like having that much help, because like back then, like it was only like 11 years ago, if your partner was going to work, you're just expected to do everything. So like I was just a shell of a human at that point. I was just a mom.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, sorry. This went from like Anna's labia to like really intense very quickly.
To motherhood. So should we talk about what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I think that kind of leads into it.
I was just going to say that. I feel like what you just said is like really on par with the subject.
Yeah. Today we're talking about confidence. this is something that I feel like a lot of our clients and followers ask us about. Like, how do we have confidence? How do you find confidence? What has your confidence journey been like? And I feel like we're all definitely still on a journey.
Yes.
Like, we're not like, oh, I've arrived at the place
Aren't
of
we
confidence.
all, though?
Yeah.
I feel like it just ebbs and flows. Like, there's, I don't know one person that's like, yeah, I'm so fucking hot, I'm the shit, oh my God, 24/7. Like, no, it's just not sustainable.
I mean, anybody who does feel like that is probably a narcissist. So.
Yeah. Probably.
It's a journey for everyone. And it goes into what we were talking about last week, just because that was all about like a lot of our past things that have been not easy on our confidence, I'd say.
Yeah, that was like the dark side.
Yeah, the dark side.
Our core
like,
memories.
Yes.
This is what we do to like get out of the dark place of body image, being a millennial woman with bad body image issues. Okay, so Sierra, I think I would love to know about your journey to like finding confidence again after becoming a mom.
Lord, that's been like a 12-year journey now. I would say that, I don't know, up until just a year ago, I was not confident in any way. Which is funny because I felt like a fraud because I'm like, oh, Boudoir is my favorite. And people would call and be like, oh, I don't want to do it. I just had kids or I gained weight. And I'm like, girl, bitch, do it. Like, don't wait. But then there was like me who was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to get naked in front of anybody. But it's like now, I don't know, that I've been taking pictures and like feeling just more confident professionally. Now I'm starting to feel more confident in my body. And seeing other women who look like me also being confident makes me feel confident. It like empowers me.
That's such a big thing. I feel like I was thinking about this topic and like what do I do? Because I was like, do I do anything to feel confident besides posting thirst traps? And the answer is yes. But one of the things that I feel like has made a big difference for me is following, like broadening who I follow and like not just seeing like only this like cookie cutter body type on my feed, like following people who are like curvy influencers, like just a wide range of like different types of people and like seeing those types of bodies normalized. Like I feel like it takes away this like, oh, there's this one thing you can be, and it kind of like makes you feel better to like be yourself. And like what's nice for us is we're exposed to a lot of those people through our work.
And there's so many people that walk through our door and they're so confident, and I'm like, I'm trying to be like you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it kind of over time it rubs off. And now, like, I remember my first boudoir shoot. I didn't want to do it.
We know.
I didn't want to fucking do it.
We had to drag Sierra into the studio to get her ass into
She almost canceled like 3 times leading up to it. Like day up, almost didn't come.
I did not want to do it.
And
she was like,
she cut it short. We were.
I know. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, it was like a 30-minute session.
I was like, I think we've gotten what we've needed to get, and I'm gonna go home now.
But it was worth it.
I didn't realize my butt looked like that, so that was great. But now, well, it's been like a year now, like a year from that. And like now I have another shoot that we're gonna do, and I'm actually excited for it, you know? But I think going into the other one, I was really like, oh, I'm gonna conceal, I'm gonna do all this. But in this next shoot, I want to embrace the way I look, and I don't want to hide it as much as I did in my last shoot.
I love that. I feel like that's a big transformation. Yeah.
It is. And I thought and that's like another reason too why, I don't know, there's some other like photographers and stuff like that who are like, I don't retouch, I don't edit, I don't conceal. And it's like, I try to figure out what our client wants, because you don't know where at in their journey they are. You know, a year ago, I wanted to be fully retouched. I wanted my stomach not showing, like everything that I've been uncomfortable with and hiding, I did not want to be shown. And now it's been a year and now I'm ready. So you never know where someone is on that journey. And maybe, their first photo shoot is really concealed and very edited and that, but you know, their next one probably isn't. And I've actually seen that in our clients now. They get, you know, way more progressive.
Totally. I mean, that first one kind of can help move you forward along that path of like accepting your body. Yeah. You know?
That's why I never judge a client. If they're like, I don't want my stomach shown, I don't want this shown, I comply with that, because you don't know where they're at on their journey versus like, you know, if someone's like, I want to bear it all. Like, yes, bitch, let's go. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I'm never going to make someone feel bad for not wanting to share a piece of their body that they have been shamed for so many years.
Yeah, and I feel like it's not our decision of like, oh, you can only do a boudoir shoot if you're ready to really show every single little fucking hair on your, you know, like, you have to show every vein and every cellulite, and, like, then I'll shoot you. But if you're not willing to do that, then you can't come to me. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I had a phone consult yesterday with an amazing woman from our Facebook group. Shout out to the Facebook group. But she was talking to me about how nervous she was. And obviously that's like the story we hear with almost everyone that calls us. And even like the day they come in for their shoot, like I had even told her like 95% of the people that walk through this door are like shaking, nervous, are not, you know.
They're sick.
Yeah, they're not
There's
ready.
people that take like Ativan. Like,
totally,
just
yeah.
to get here.
Yeah. But I was talking through that process with her, and I was sharing stories about our shoots that we've done and just us being nervous. And I was telling her literally the story you just told about last year, like before your shoot. And she was like, you know what? It actually makes me feel a lot better knowing like the photographers themselves have done the process and like have the same feelings, because like you just don't think that necessarily when you know, it's like you're the photographers, you're doing this is your job. But
we're all on a journey.
Yeah. And it's a struggle.
I don't know. I feel like we get this benefit too from our jobs, where we get to see all these different types of bodies come through the door and take photos of them. And like, I feel like for me, it has really helped me see that like everybody is beautiful, you know, and like the things that people are insecure about, like other people don't notice. And like being on the other side of the camera and seeing that for other people has made me realize that that applies to me too, you know? Like, I feel like we're lucky that we get to do this, because we get to see this, like, little, I don't know, this journey that, like, a lot of people never get to see.
I feel like with our clients, every person walks through the door, we give them a piece of ourselves, but they give a piece of themselves to us. Especially, like, when they leave their session. I've never had someone still nervous or upset. They leave so fucking stoked, so happy, so thankful. They're always like, thank you. And I'm like, no, bitch, thank you. Because of you, I get to do this job. I get to take pictures, which is like all I really like to do aside from eat food and travel. So it's like, it's a win-win. Mm-hmm. And we get, I think, a little crumb of their confidence every time. And I think it helps build our own. And then also seeing that, sure, we have like let's say we have like 30 size small people come in, 30 size medium, 30 like 3Xs. Every single body, like all their bodies are so different. Mm-hmm. Every single person, not even remotely the same.
Okay, fun fact, Mia and Sierra are the same size and everything, and we are the same weight, or at least we were the last time we like checked in about it. And we have totally different body types.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like that for us, when we figured that out, we were like, our minds were blown.
Like when our pants fit each other.
Different. Yeah. It's like sisterhood of the traveling pants. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the lesson is there, but I'm just like, you know, take from that what you will. Like,
yeah.
Well, I think it's also just like body composition, because I've even followed like fitness influencers or whatever who will show like photos of themselves throughout the years, and it's like at different weights and something where you would never expect like one weight to like look a certain way or whatever, just because you're like programmed for it to be something different, you know. But it's like muscle weighs a certain amount, like where you carry it, like it just looks different on people. It's like all these things that you don't think about, and then you like see photos with numbers and you're like, okay, that's why people are always like, don't look at the number, because it really doesn't matter.
Can.
I love the TikToks of like women who are like, this is what a 200-pound woman looks like, this is what a 300-pound woman looks like, because I feel like you see the video and you're like, I never would have thought that that's like, and I feel like it destigmatizes like these numbers that we're like, oh, it's so, you know,
that's so scary.
Yeah.
I wish doctors would get on board too.
I know. The fact that doctors still use BMI is wild.
Yeah. I would say the doctor that I have now, which I'm going to need to change because it's so far away, she doesn't.
I love that.
She literally was like, because I remember going in and I was like, I'm really not feeling well. I was trying to lose weight at the time. And she was like, I think your body's just comfortable at what it's comfortable at. And you're just fighting it. And I was like, bitch, what? She was like, yeah, that's because your body wants to be at that weight. She's like, you're fine. You're healthy. All your blood work is fine. Like, look at the numbers. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh.
Maybe you shouldn't switch doctors.
Yeah.
I know, because I feel like every doctor immediately is like, I have always just told me to lose weight. Like I said, I cannot ever lose weight. It's always been hard for me since having kids. But I also am not gaining weight. Like, there's times when I'm like eating 3,000 calories a day for like 2 weeks. Numbers don't change. Mm-hmm. There's sometimes when I'm eating 1,500 calories a day for a week, just depending on what I'm doing. The numbers don't change. So I'm just like, this is what my body is happy at. I need to stop, like, fist fighting myself over this dumbass weight. That is so dumb.
So arbitrary.
So arbitrary.
Yeah, it's just this goal you create in your mind because you're like, this is what's good.
Yeah. feel like me and my fists are always like stop it.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's why it's a self-love and positivity journey. You
Yeah,
know?
it's a
Confidence journey.
Lifelong journey.
I'm definitely a lot nicer to myself now. Man, I used to be evil to myself even like 5 years ago.
Even a year ago. I mean, I feel like when we first started working together, sometimes the way you would talk about yourself, I would be like, this bitch needs to, like, see herself the way that we see her. And I feel like you've come so far. Like, you don't say the same things about yourself that you used to even a year ago or 2 years ago.
That is nice. That's nice of me.
Yeah.
I think being nice to myself has been definitely one of my things throughout my confidence journey, because even, like, I talked last week about just having really bad acne for, like, such a long time and, like, having that define me. And then a few years ago, finally kind of learning how to deal with it and getting it under control. But then when I got pregnant, like, the first couple of months, like, my, like, hormonal acne just, like, was insane. And at first I was, like, very triggered by my own face. It was just, like, all these things are coming back. But then literally I would wake up every morning, I'd wash my face, I'd look in the mirror and be like, Anna, your acne does not define you. You are beautiful. Like, you're going to have a good day.
And bitch, then, you're also just pregnant.
That too, yeah. But then I would just, like, put on my makeup and go about my day. And then I would, like, stop, like, fixating in the mirror. And it's like, easier said than done. And I was taking photos every day to, like, track which pimple was, like, coming up. No. But I was, like...
Pimple progress pics.
Yeah. But I was, like, being kinder to myself. And it was, like, stupid, but I feel like eventually it kind of got me to this point where I was like, you know what? Like, I'm breaking out, but, like, it's fine. Like, I'm noticing it a lot more than anyone else is noticing it. And true. That's how it always is. And so it's just, like, you have to just, like, trick your own mind that, like, it's okay. And then eventually you, like, start thinking about it less and less. And then it's, like, not really something you think about.
For sure. Yeah. Affirmations are such a... I feel like we see them as corny, but they're such a good thing because, like, last week we were telling all these traumatizing stories about the boys who were like, I'd fuck you if you had a bag on your head. And it's like some guy says that one time and it literally sticks with you your entire fucking life. So it's like DNA when I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, I'm such a hideous monster. Like, of course that's also going to stick, you know? Yeah. So you have to, like, you have to talk to yourself differently. Otherwise... you're going to believe those horrible things that you're saying to yourself. I will say, like, I'm not an affirmation girly. I wish I was, but I was doing hardcore affirmations after my dad passed away.
And do you feel like it helped?
Oh, fuck yeah. And I was working out, but I was working out because I wasn't sleeping at night. So I would literally work out for an hour and just say affirmations like, oh, you're doing so good. You're, like, doing so well, just so I could, like, sleep at night. Yeah. So I think it does work. I need to get back on my game, but also with, like, ADHD, it's so hard to create routines. One thing that I've always seen people say is to, like, put it on a post-it and put it on the mirror. Yeah. Which I did that for a long time, and then I had people come over to my house and I realized they saw my post-its on the mirror. I was like, this is embarrassing.
They probably liked it. They probably were like, I should make a post-it.
I know. But that's for me, worrying about what other people think of me is, like, a big part of, like, my confidence journey. So I feel like it's like a constant struggle of, like, what do I want versus what do I think other people want from me? Yes. I mean, it's like people-pleasing, confidence, it's all kind of, like, tied in, you know, all these things, everything's just fucking intertwined, you know? It's all just a hot mess. I feel like it's very intertwined for women. Yeah. I don't feel like I ever really meet people-pleasing men. They're less common, I think, for sure.
And I think it's, like, less severe people-pleasing. Like, I think there's still, like, a tendency there, but it's not as, like, ingrained in them as it is in most women.
Yeah, it's like, not as socialized into them. So it's like maybe if you had a family dynamic as a man where you learn that, or a non-binary person, like, you may have learned the people-pleasing tendencies, but you haven't been socialized by the whole world to also people-please.
Yeah. How has that changed for you as you've gotten older, though?
It's changed a lot. I mean, I think for me, like, the first step in everything, like, healing from anything is becoming aware of it. Yeah. And I became aware of it through therapy and just, like, through, you know, I've said on this podcast before, I'm an alcoholic, I'm in recovery. So from doing, like, recovery stuff as well. And I think as I've gotten older, I've just learned to do more and more things that kind of, like, I fake it until I make it, and then it pushes me into kind of seeing that, like, the world is not going to fall apart if I'm not making everyone happy. So I have to kind of do things that are scary first, and then I see, like, okay, I didn't, like, lose all my friends because I, you know, didn't go to that thing or whatever, and then I, you know, it makes it easier the next time. And I feel like one thing that has been really helpful for me that my current therapist has told me to do is doing things by myself and also like
Terrifying.
spending time really trying to figure out what I like, which again, like I feel like that sounds so silly being like, you know, find what you like, but
No,
it's
not silly.
it's
But there's
not.
sometimes I feel like we as women do a bunch of shit we don't really want to do because we think it's cool or fun or what our other friends are doing.
Or we're like obligated to do it.
Yeah, like right now, like all of my friends are in a Wordle group. I fucking hate Wordle. I'm the worst. And then I finally just stopped playing and participating.
I'm
and
proud
was
of
like
you.
Good
happy
job.
for everyone else doing it, but I'm just like, this causes me distress and
Yeah.
it's not fun.
I'm interrupting you for a second just because I remember when we were in Arizona and it'd be like almost midnight and you're so stressed out, you're so tired, and you're like, fuck, I have to do Wordle. And I'm like, Sierra, what the hell are you doing? And you're just like stressing yourself
like
out.
you
with
actually
Wordle.
don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it feels like you do. It feels like you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're so socialized to like just put other people first and do what we think we're supposed to do that like you can go through your whole life and never ask yourself, what do I want? What do I like?
Yeah.
So like spending time really investigating that is like, I think kind of it's
crucial.
It's crucial to really like discovering yourself.
Yeah. What do you like that you're doing right now?
I mean, pole dancing is definitely one for me, and I feel like that is something that has also like given me sort of like empowerment in my body and made me feel more confident in my body, and that's a big one. But like, just I don't know, it can be something as simple as like, oh, I really like oat milk lattes, you know? Like,
Yes.
I remember when I was with my ex-boyfriend in college, if we would like go to a coffee shop together, I would just order like what he ordered because I didn't want to seem like extra or like a high
Like you're doing
maintenance
too
girly. Yeah. And I just, looking back, I'm like, it makes me so sad for that version of myself that like I felt like I couldn't even order the coffee drink that I wanted because I was so worried about what he would think about me. Mm-hmm. And this was someone I was with for a long time. You know, wasn't like a new boyfriend or anything that. And so like just things like, okay, what snacks do I like to eat? What coffee do I like to drink? Like what type of books do I like to read? I like to read fantasy books. You know, just things like learning things like that are empowering. And it sounds kind of silly to say it out loud, but those things have, I feel like, helped me know myself and like doing my own nails, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like the small rituals that you can kind of do for yourself every day that like that's the stuff that adds up, because obviously it's like the big stuff you want to do, like okay, like a trip, or you know, it's like you obviously sprinkle those in throughout the year or something, but it's not like every week you're doing it or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I can't go on a solo vacation every weekend.
Yeah.
And boudoir shoot every week.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to.
Yeah, but it's like if you're finding like a couple minutes every day to like enjoy that coffee, like enjoy that book, whatever it is, like it's like those little boosts that keep you going all day.
Yeah. And also like sharing it online too, like making, you know, posting it on my stories or making TikToks about it or whatever, and like seeing that other people appreciate me for the way I am, sharing that stuff with my friends. Like I remember, okay, it's so funny. I remember when I first met Anji, our studio manager, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she made some joke about how she's crazy and how she is the type of girl who would like go through her boyfriend's phone. She's gonna fucking hate me for saying
girl.
that. But I was just like, I feel like I had always had friends who were like trying to seem chill, and I met her and I was like, I fucking love this girl. Like she is shameless about,
she's
like,
unhinged,
sharing who she is and being unhinged, and she's like fucking gorgeous. Like I want to be her. I felt like she had this confidence to be like, this is exactly who I am and I don't give a fuck. And I was so inspired by it, and I was like obsessed with that idea. Like, and I feel like she was just one of the first women I saw where I was like, you're really like doing, like just being your authentic self, and like in this way where it makes me want to be your friend. And I don't know, I feel like being that way is so, so empowering, because once you are actually being yourself and talking about how crazy you are and people still like you, you realize that like, oh, the real me is actually good enough. You know?
Yeah. I feel like I've learned that over the years too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you guys are like, you have to be on the podcast. You have to be in these videos. Bitch, you're crazy. People love it.
Okay, Anna, why don't you tell us more about your confidence journey?
Okay, so besides like the affirmations that I was talking about, and I know this is kind of stupid, but I do feel like a part of it just has come from like getting older and like growing up, you know, because Gavin and I were talking about this morning. It's like the stuff that used to get to me back in middle school.
Were you having a conversation about like intellectual things this morning before 7
They're crazy. They're an early bird
so
couple.
Everyone knows we started recording at 7:30, and Anna's saying she had this phone before that.
It was this morning we got up, I was feeding the baby, and we were talking about podcasting. So yes, it was like at like 6:45 this morning.
Oh my God.
But the stuff that used to get to me in middle school and like get under my skin, as I've gotten older, I think there's just certain things I care about less. Like the people pleaser stuff we were talking about. Like I obviously still care about people's opinions and things get to me, but they just don't get to me as much. And maybe it's because I'm like, I don't know, it's like I'm busier. I have other stuff going on in my life.
You're established.
I have like a relationship with myself, like I was saying. Like I try to just like work on like what is validating to me and like what makes me feel happy about myself. And I think like slowly over time, the more you do that, like the less that other stuff impacts you. Like the TikTok comments, for instance, right? It's like we will have some psychotic TikTok comments on our TikToks that blow up. And at this point, I just look at them and I just start laughing because I'm like, if someone's going to be like this fucking rude, like you're just a troll.
Bro, there is
like,
an ant in an anthill. Like there's... It doesn't matter.
That's the thing. It's like it makes me laugh because I'm like, that's like pathetic. I literally like, how do you, like, I don't have time to sit there and be like, oh, like, let me like write this nasty ass comment on someone's like TikTok video and just like be an asshole for the sake of it.
Let me tell them, I bet their photo sucked after I watched like the BTS video of how they got the shot.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, it is like working on it, but I think it's just also like waiting and kind of like growing up a little bit, which sucks because I mean if I was like talking to myself like 15 years ago and be like, sorry girl, you just gotta like wait it out and be like,
you just gotta go through it.
Yeah,
can't go under it, can't go over it.
But it's true, it just like some of this stuff just takes time.
Yeah. And then I also think it has to do with like establishing yourself, because if you think about like middle school, high school, college, all those things, almost I feel like all of us probably, our friend groups change. And it isn't until like after college or even during like you kind of have your adult friends and that's who you stick with and like who you like and love, and then you like build your life from there. But I feel like those formative years, it's just like people pleasing, trying to do the trends and just being terrified.
Yeah. And I will say like at this point in my life, I feel like I do have a very like close friend group of like people that are important to me, and I really try to like prioritize those people, and I don't necessarily have time for like meeting up with like acquaintances or what, you know, it's like there are still people that I like see occasionally, but I try to invest the majority of my time in like my closest friends, and like that obviously helps because like you said, it's like those people, they know where you're at, they love you for who you are, you don't have to like fake it. Like I don't like shopping, like I am not like going into a store and like shopping is just like not fun for me.
Thank you for coming with me.
Yeah.
No. I needed some help.
No, I got you. It's like not like never, and of course there's like some things that are occasionally fun, but just like as like a like some people just love it. Like anytime there's like an opportunity to do that. I'm more of like if I need something, I want to go buy it, usually online. Sometimes I'll go into the store, but it's like I'm going for the purpose of like that one item I need to get or something.
She's efficient.
Yes, except Costco. I will peruse the aisles at Costco. Yeah.
Okay, same. I will say, as I got older, I don't like shopping as much either.
Yeah, but my point of that is, like, I have friends, like, before when I was younger, if, like, someone's like, okay, we're going to shopping, we're going to do this, they'd be like, oh, yeah, like, let's go, and I'd, like, always, like, you know, go, and I'd be into it, and now I have friends who's like, oh, like, do you want to just, like, do this today? And I'm like, honestly, no, but, like, if you want to go, like, I'll meet you for coffee after, or I'll do, like, you know, whatever it is after, and now I, like, can just say that and be like, we're still gonna be friends. It's gonna be okay. It's like,
yeah, you don't have to be scared of like, oh, my friend's never gonna talk to me again.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends who are extremely social, and they do social things almost every single day. And it's, I mean, I have like a specific group of friends who are like this. And for a long time felt all this FOMO that it was hard for me to keep up with that. And I felt like I had to like just be at everything and be as social as all of them in order to like, you know, be a part of or whatever. And it was so draining to me. And it's also like, I'm so anxious that like I need to have my laundry done. I need to meal prep.
Yes.
I need to clean my house. I need to have ample alone time because I'm an introvert. And I feel like I wasn't doing those things. And so I always felt kind of scattered. And when I started to shift to like just, I mean, I think it was like out of necessity because I was working so much, but shifting to just kind of doing what I needed to do and showing up to social things when I wanted to, it made my life so much better. And the people who are true friends and who I like really love and who love me are going to be my friends regardless of whether I see them like every day or once a month, you know? And I feel like that was a big revelation for me. Like I was always trying to force myself to be this like extroverted person who like wanted to be around people all the time, and that is just not who I am. Like I love being around people, but I also need a lot of time alone.
Same.
I am the same way.
Okay, I wanted to say something about the shopping thing.
Okay.
Because I think this is something I've talked about on my TikTok too. If you follow me on TikTok, I talk a lot about clothing, like finding clothing for my body type. I felt for a long time like there was nobody that I was seeing with my body type who was making like good fashion videos. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. So I started doing it. And I think that like I like shopping, but I don't like doing it with most other people. Like there's some exceptions to that. Like I feel like you're a good shopping partner, and my friend Kaylee is a good shopping partner, and my husband. But most of my friends, I don't want to shop with them because they are too encouraging, where it's almost like I have a hard time listening to myself if I'm with other people. I
tell you no.
Yeah, and that's what I need. Like I need
Same.
people who are honest with me. And
I think everyone needs that. Everyone needs the friend that's going to be like, no, that's not cute.
Like, you're not going to wear that.
Yeah.
If you go with people who are just like, everything looks good on you, which is funny because we're like the hype queens, but I do feel like I'm honest with people with like when they try on lingerie in our client closet and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't look comfortable in this.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, I like this on you, because a lot of times too, it's like, I might like it on you, but if you don't like it on yourself, that matters way more. So it's like, I think you look pretty and I think you look great, but if you're not feeling confident, like please change immediately, because like that's the only thing that matters for your shoot.
Yeah. And I think if you're someone who is like going shopping with other people all the time and you find yourself buying clothes that you feel uncomfortable in or
that you never end up
you
wearing.
never wear, yeah, then you need to try going shopping by yourself and just listening to yourself and not having those other voices with you when you're shopping and trying on clothes.
Or go to Reformation. Everything looks good. But when we went, literally, I was like, what the fuck, Anna? Why does everything look good on me?
Everything looked so good on you that day. That day I was not lying. Everything actually looked good. Like, yeah.
So good.
I think there is this thing about fashion too where, and I'm not even saying like go spend all your money on like fashion or you need to like be frivolous or like whatever, but for me, like at this point in my life, I very much have this like look good, feel good approach to things where it's like if I am feeling like a little bit less confident that day or like whatever, I'll just like put on something that I know is going to make me feel better when I look in the mirror, you know? And sometimes it's even just like, oh, my like nicer sweats versus my like really ratty sweats or whatever. But like even yesterday, like I hadn't washed my hair yet. I felt like shit. And Anji was like, oh, anytime you don't feel good, just like put your hair in a slick back bun and you're going to like feel 10 times better. So I did that. I put on my hoops and I just like, it's like, you know what?
Dude, you looked fucking bomb
Thank
yesterday.
you.
Yeah, you looked very put together. And like that little like thing, you look like you're like a friggin' suburban gonna go work out mom.
Wow.
Yeah,
you look fly as
like
fuck.
Kardashian's day off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Kim in the drop-off line.
Yes. Yeah, I love
After
that.
Pilates.
I love that. But
okay,
it's
we
real.
need to have an episode where we have Anji on talking about all of her like confidence tricks because we keep referencing her because she is like the queen of this.
She is the queen.
Yeah. But yeah, it's true. Look good, feel good. And I'll like dress Sophia in the morning and I'll like put her in like monochrome outfits usually because obviously that's what I wear. But I think it looks better. And I'm like, you know what, Sophia, like look good, feel good. Like look at our fit today. And then she'll like look at me.
Me and Esme pick out outfits every morning. And actually,
that.
she just got a bunch of new clothes. She got a shimmer from Zara yesterday. She's so cute. And she kept being like, ooh, Mom, I like this. I really don't like a white top with the black pants. I want something a little bit darker, like dark and dark. And I like light and light. Like she has a little like...
Yes, Esme.
I love that she is identifying what she likes at
yes.
such an early age. Like that is so
And her
powerful.
favorite color is blue. Like I remember I got her like these little turtlenecks. And I was like, oh, what about the pink one? She's like, no, Mom, I want blue.
Love.
I was like, all right, queen. Like she's a fashionista.
I love that. I don't know, this kind of like goes back to what I was saying about like the TikToks that I make and stuff, but I think that like really like spending a lot of time finding the clothes that make you feel really good is so powerful because it can like change how your whole day goes and like not just like I don't know. I feel like for a long time I was just like, well, I just go to Nordstrom and I try on the jeans and I just buy, you know, the tightest ones because that's what they say to do. And, you know, I just suffer through it. And I just didn't like spend a lot of time exploring all of the options. And I think a lot of people do that because like we're busy and whatever.
It's true. But you guys are the reason why my fashion has evolved. Before, I think I wore the same 3 shirts and the same 2 pants.
Really?
Yeah. Like when I first started, yeah. I don't care about nothing.
And look at you now.
Yeah. Look at me now.
Fashion icon.
Definitely an icon.
And it's because I'm actually trying new things. And I think that's why I like Newly.
Yeah, trying new things, like trying out different brands, different styles, like really just trying to explore what works best for your body.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like can be so powerful, and like figuring out like, okay, these are the silhouettes I really like. These are the brands I really like. And the more like specific you can get and the more you can really like figure out exactly what you like, I feel like the easier it is to just feel really good in the morning when you get dressed and you're picking things out.
I felt so bomb in Arizona.
Yes, girl. And
I
you
was like,
looked
damn,
great.
look at these fits.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I look as cool as Anna.
Yeah, you guys look so cute.
No,
in
you
Arizona.
look so good.
I was like, first day of school, look at all my new outfits.
There's something too about like when you have stuff that fits you well and you're like you really like, where it also just ends up like lasting a lot longer anyway, because I have clothes. I mean, in general, I feel like the last few years I've really focused on like buying more like pieces that I know I'm going to wear with a lot of other stuff, or like more sustainable materials, or like all these things that I'm like trying to focus on in my own wardrobe, like getting away from fast fashion. But a lot of the things I feel like have lasted me like multiple seasons now and like still like look like in style, or, you know, whatever it might be. But it's mostly just because it like fits my body well, and it's like something I found that like works for me. Like,
you literally look like you own a fashion company.
Wow.
Like you look like the CEO of, I don't even fucking know.
Thank you.
CEO of Everlane.
Also, like, get friends that hype you up, because that helps with confidence too.
Well, I mean, you guys have helped me so much with even, you know, stuff I buy, stuff I would never buy now.
I think that's such an important thing, though, like being surrounding yourself with people who are also on like a self-love, self-confidence journey. Because if you're around people all the time who are like still, you know, not aware of the, I don't know, like all of this like stuff that we get sucked into, like the people pleasing or whatever, and they're just really in that and not trying to like work on it or remove themselves from it or whatever. Like when you try and be on your self-confidence journey, it's going to feel threatening to them, and they're going to like a lot of the time knock you down or like not be supportive. And I feel like having other people who are kind of trying to do the same sort of like self-love, self-discovery, whatever, just encourages you to do more of it, and it makes it a lot easier because it's like, okay, we're all doing this, like it's normal, it's cool.
Gotta get away from those people who knock you down.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime, like in the past, I've had a friend, like as soon as like I find out they're like being mean behind my back, or like they start like kind of knocking me down or like having microaggressions, I slowly pull away and just stop talking to them, because I'm like, it's not worth even a discussion.
No,
it's not.
It's
and
not
I mean,
worth,
it does
your
suck,
sanity.
but like friendships are replaceable. Like I feel like my core group of friends, they feel irreplaceable to me, but as soon as you start treating me badly, like you gots to go, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, your well-being and your self-worth is more important than like someone liking you. You're stuck with yourself forever. Yeah. You know, other people are going to come and go. Yeah. Obviously, you know, hopefully we'll all have like friends who last a lifetime, but like that's not going to be everyone.
Well, and if you don't like yourself, like you end up projecting that out to other people too, you know? And it's like, I think that goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning. It's like those things that you tell yourself, like if you're always telling yourself these horrible things about yourself, like you're just like presenting that out in the world, where if you're like being nice to yourself and like caring about yourself, you're like drawing that towards you. Yeah. Even if you're not super into affirmations and stuff. Yeah. I feel like I'm talking about them a lot, and I'm not as into them as like some people are who are like very like on their affirmation game, but like
manifest affirmations. But,
I don't do it like all the time or constantly, but I do try to like
that
be
when
more
I'm
mindful.
Having like a really negative time, that's when I start using affirmations. Yeah. Like when I'm in the fucking trenches, I'm like, bitch, you're hot. Bitch, yeah, get up. Like, let's do work. But then when I'm fine, I'm just like, unnecessary.
That's how everything is. Like, I feel like anything that makes me feel good, I'll be all about it when I'm struggling and I'm like trying to climb out of the trenches or whatever. But then as soon as I feel better, I'm like, okay, I don't need that anymore. It's like, maybe I should keep doing it because that's the thing that fucking made me feel better.
Yeah. And like maybe I should keep doing it, so maybe next time I fall into a hole, it'll be easier to get back out.
Yeah.
But that's why you're having your oat milk latte every day.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more thing to say about confidence. Yeah. Okay, and this, I know we talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but just like having your photo taken, I feel like obviously with my first session too, I was really nervous, and every time I've had a session I've been nervous, but even if it's not like
I feel like this last one you were kind of like, here's the outfit, let's get her done.
Yeah, I mean it was needed for the gift, but like it's still like there is like this nerve-wracking aspect to it, you know. And even if it's not boudoir, even just like having my friends take photos of me like when I'm sitting at dinner, like I feel like I dressed up nice or whatever it might be, but I am way more comfortable behind the camera than in front of the camera. But lately, I feel like I have been pushing myself more to, like, get photos taken of me, even if it's just, like, random stuff where we're, like the baby came out of the bath, and I'm just like, let's just take a photo of her. Like, she looks so cute, whatever. Like, I have my hair, like, in a bun. Like, I'm getting ready for my nighttime routine, you know. But, like, I'm trying to do more of it because I feel like I will go back and look at some of these photos, like, later on. Like, it's been a couple months. And then I'm like, oh, like, what a cute memory or what a cute photo. And I'm not, like, criticizing it the way I criticize it right when I look at it, where I'm like, oh, like, my eye's doing this weird thing, or, like, I hate where my hand was, or, you know, these, like, stupid little things where you nitpick yourself. Like, if I give myself a little bit of time, I don't do that. And now, like, if I'm not feeling confident, I literally will bust out my album on my phone of my boudoir photos, and I will just look at them. And I'll be like, you know what? It's going to be a good day today. Like, I feel good about myself. And it's important to, like, I think to, like, save those things and, like, look back at them and just remind yourself of, like, that awesome time where it's like, yeah, like, today my face might be breaking out, but you know what? Like, it's okay. Like, I am hot. I'm going to go look at my butt in this photo, and it looks really good.
Yeah. You're worth documenting. Your life is worth documenting.
Yeah.
And your journey is worth documenting. And I feel like, okay, this just reminded me of another thing that I'm very passionate about. I feel like society really tries to make us feel bad about anything that is, like, socialized towards women to like. So,
yes,
like, you know, it's
pumpkin spice lattes,
being a basic bitch, you know, liking Harry Styles, whatever, like, all of that kind of stuff that's, like, mostly women like this. If it's a thing that's primarily for women, like romance novels or whatever, it's looked down on as, like, you know, tacky, cheap, tasteless, stupid, whatever. And so then it reinforces this narrative for us of, like, oh, it's so stupid to take a selfie because selfies are stupid and they're for stupid, vain people. And it's like, no, that's the fucking patriarchy telling you that. Like, you are worth taking a picture of to feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
And, like, fuck all that
Take
stuff.
Take a picture of that PSL.
Yes, do it. Like what you want to like, do what you want to do, and fucking take pictures of yourself.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, we all, like, not to be grim, but we all, like, die. We all move on. Like, so just do what you fucking want to do.
Yeah.
And, like, don't murder people. But, like...
Yeah, as long as it's not hurting others.
As long as
like,
it doesn't hurt others, who gives a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Eat where you want to eat. Shop where you want to shop. Say what you want to say. Be a crazy girl.
Pop your pussy where you want to pop your pussy.
Literally.
Post your thirst traps online.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to say, last week we all said we were going to post thirst traps, and I did it.
You did it.
So.
I'm proud of you, Taylor.
Did
Go
we?
me.
Did I agree to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is your week, Sierra.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're
Maybe
next.
tomorrow.
Should we do our obsessions for the week?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have one? Do you have two? You always have two.
I actually have one this week.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yes. My obsession right now is this cotton on sweatsuit that I'm wearing because it's so fucking cozy. And I found these sweatpants, and they're not, what's this called? Where they have elastic at the bottom.
Oh, like scrunched?
They're not scrunched at the bottom. They're just open. So they're like wide leg pants. And I just like the way they look so much better than the ones that are scrunched at my ankle. And they're very soft and cozy. And it was pretty cheap. I think it was like, well, no, it was like $100, but it was worth it. It was very worth it. I mean, I've worn these pants almost every night. I gave myself basically a rug burn on my labia at pole class on Monday. So these pants have really been getting me through this week because they're loose and they don't rub against my crotch. Oh, speaking of, I got the cherry underwear. They come in. I'm wearing them right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Do you guys want to see?
Yes. Kind of, yeah, I do.
I will say they kind of look like granny panties a little bit.
Okay. Do they
we
fit?
really have a
Do they,
situation.
do they fit your vagina?
Yeah, they fit her.
Wow.
They do run a little small. So
Okay.
these are the large slash extra large. And I wear like a medium in underwear. So just be warned that if you order the cherry
we're the same
underwear,
size,
size up.
Okay.
But they have plenty of room for her. They're super comfy. They're very high-waisted. I like them a lot. So I'm happy I ordered them. And I got a set for the client closet in the studio, too, in the 1X size.
Love. And this was the thong?
Yes, this
Okay.
is a thong.
All right.
The only thing that I've been obsessed with is I've been going to Starbucks every day and getting a vanilla oat milk iced latte, decaf. And it makes me so happy every time. And then it also makes me happy because I usually have, like, the baby with me or Esme, and I always get them a cake pop, and then they're so fucking happy. So I'm obsessed with Starbucks this week.
I love that. I love your little rituals.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go back to mom stuff, like we were talking about in the beginning really quick, but so there's this one stroller called the Doona. The Doona is the brand. And it's basically like a car seat, but it like a handlebar pops out of it and like the wheels pop out from under it. So it's like a travel stroller / car seat all in one.
It's a transformer.
Yes. And when we were pregnant, we were like eyeballing this. When I was pregnant, we were eyeballing this.
I always feel like when people say when we were pregnant, if it's a hetero couple, I'm always like, no, you were pregnant, honey. Like, true. Do not give him credit for that.
Yeah.
We do love Gavin. He is a supportive king.
He's
but
very
but
supportive.
He did not carry that baby.
He did not carry. Yeah, we went through the process together. He was very supportive, but yes, when I was pregnant, we were looking at this stroller, and I was like, you know what? We already have like a car seat. We already have a separate stroller. Like we don't need to spend extra money on this. They are kind of expensive. I will say that. I think they're like around $300 or something.
I thought they were around 500. Did they get lower?
No, I think it's like 400, but we actually found it on some German site where we got it, and then we got like the VAT tax removed when we bought it, basically, because we got it from there. So that's like a way to get it cheaper if anyone wants it. And I think like on OfferUp and whatever. Anyway, we were like, this is expensive. This is frivolous. We don't need this. And we like... I am bougie when it comes to the baby stuff I want to buy, but I'm also like more of a minimalist where I really tried hard not to buy like a bunch of baby stuff. Like we just really try to stick to them. Anyway, we went to Europe. We used this thing. It was a life changer. We just like did Toronto last weekend and we used it again. And like, I am convinced that anyone that wants to travel with their baby needs to buy this thing because it is just so convenient to have this. It just folds right up. You stick it in the car, and then you pull it out of the car. It turns into the stroller automatically.
It's nice. You don't have to wake them up if they're napping.
Exactly.
Like that.
If you're sitting, just use it as a seat. She'll sit in it. She'll chill. And then the most amazing thing is that we got the so you can just like gate check it when you go up to your gate or whatever. When we got a travel bag for it to go into, so it doesn't get like fucked up under the plane. But you gate check it and you have your travel bag. If you have like extra items that don't fit, you can just shove it in that bag and no one checks that bag because it's gate checked. It's not weighed. It's not anything.
You're so fucking smart.
Shove it in there and then...
Scam queen.
Yeah.
And I will say too about the Doona is that every mom I've ever known to have it, traveling or not, have all spoke like just glowing reviews about it. And like, this is a game changer. Everybody needs it.
Yeah. Yeah. And everyone told me that too. And I was like, I don't know. But honestly, yes, like I drank the Kool-Aid for Doona now. I am obsessed with my Doona.
You're a Doona queen.
I'm a Doona queen. All right. Is that a wrap?
Where can people find us?
That's right. All right. Well, so you can find us at Naked Peach Boudoir on Instagram and TikTok. Our website, obviously, nakedpeachboudoir.com. And our VIP Facebook group, which we have a link to on our website.
You can find me at T-Smiles with a Z on Instagram and TikTok.
You can find me at Sierra PDX.
And you can find me at Anna McLaughlin Photo. And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.